Hey, this is Monica and my pup Hazel, and our 2008 Dodge Sprinter van that we bought back in 2022 in March from somebody who had built the van out already. And it's been a couple years now of ups and downs, tons and tons of repairs, and things have just kind of started to fall apart, but life has also started to coalesce in a way where I'm realizing and getting clear on exactly what I want the build out to be functional for me. So there are a couple things about the van situation that doesn't quite work out well for our current lifestyle. One of them being this couch bed that I get creates a lot more space, and you can go in from the side door, you can come in from the back, but it just hasn't been functional in practicality. We really like and need and want a somewhat permanent fixed bed because we have a lot of climbing gear, a lot of bouldering gear to store underneath, stand-up paddleboard, and right now it just kind of takes up space in the living area. So the past couple weeks I've been delving into the world of YouTube, looking at different videos, finding different sources of inspiration for a bit of a rebuild. So I'm gonna kind of start to tackle some of those projects now and just start to get a sense for what they'll be like, and start to make slow progress. I've got a little bit of experience with building. I've got much more experience with van repairs, which is a story for another day. But yeah, I'm generally very excited to start to change up this build a bit without fully redoing the whole thing and making it just more functional for our lifestyle. So the vision is going to be this. Keep the fridge that's down there. Keep this cabinet for clothes, storage, and batteries underneath. That's where my whole charge system comes into play. Change the bed to a fixed sort of double bed, and then an option to extend for when I have guests. I'm going to take out some of this cabinetry and shift the whole thing forward. I'm going to take down these. I've always hated these storage compartments because I'm just too short to reach over the top and then grab whatever's stored inside unless it's sticking out the top. So my mini project today is just going to be trying to take those off, and mainly just trying to have the courage to get started on changing this build. I think I also want to go with a dark green cabinet color when the time comes for new cabinets. I'd also really love to scrape the paint off the ceiling and just have like a more natural wood look, and then would really love to put some shiplap up the walls because I really like how warm and homey that feels. That's Hazel. Hi, Hazel. This task is just going to be clearing this stuff out. Got some collagen and some towels. I'm also excited for things to just kind of like find a home and settle, because the way things have settled isn't super functional. So, oh my gosh, that's part of the problem. So maybe I'll just work on taking these off real quick. I also hate how bright these lights are. Okay, we're on the last screw. Nice. Ah. Yes. She's gone. What a proper nuisance, we would call that. But yeah, I'm so stoked with this project so far. So liberating, realizing this is my van and I can do whatever the fuck that I want with it. Okay, we have success. Both the cupboards are down. Woo woo woo! Kitchen demo going great. So next step of the demo, and the incredibly slow demo, the thoughtful, mindful, and very demure demo, is getting this backing off and seeing what that adventure is going to be like. Here we go. shout out to the toolbox that my dad gave me for Christmas like 15 years ago. Oh yeah. So satisfying. Woohoo! Project success! The vision amongst this chaos is we'll have the van bed that comes out. This is me full width and fully spread out. So probably about here will be the end of the bed. There'll be a bunch of storage underneath. And then I'm thinking either a kennel or a countertop that goes from here out. And then we'll keep this pretty much the same. We're going to keep that fridge, cabinetry, and the hanging closet. It'd be really cool to have this as like a kitchen countertop. And then maybe it's even my stove. Maybe it's my stove. And then sink with the extendo table, then able to extend across the whole gap and make use of that. I have hated the current bed situation where I have to set it up and put it away every night, and it really just feels like a hassle, and I'm wrestling with it so much. And I also have really disliked the crash pad situation where they're big and bulky. I've got those big pads because I love my ankles, and I just want to put them underneath, put my backpacking gear underneath, and not have to worry about them at all. Yeah, next steps are to, I think, acquire the materials to kind of prep the surfaces for the build that's coming next. Because I'm going to have a lot of stuff that will need a place to go, and it can't all fit in the closet. And then I'll have like, I gotta figure out this situation, how to kind of close off the wiring for the sink so that it doesn't mess around when I'm moving the sink and moving the cabinets. I need to uninstall this stove, and maybe just have like a designated place in the garage where it's gonna live. And I need to clear out everything from underneath. Yes, like getting things disconnected, figuring out how like all of these different surfaces were attached, and then just continuing the demo. So I think for simplicity's sake on this build, I'm going to keep this, get rid of this bench, I'm going to get rid of this counter, and figure out what I'm going to do with the walls. It'd be really cool to shiplap, but I can actually make that decision after the bed is built, and I can decide if I just want to like sand it and just paint it green, but I can get the bed in place before. Yeah, okay. Sweet, I've got my plan of action, thanks. Okay, I'll get a handle on this vlogging thing eventually. You may or may not be able to tell, but the van behind me is an absolute disaster and part of the things that I'm trying to change with this rebuild. So the bed that usually sits as a couch and allows access to the kitchen and the 2-burner stove and the water system falls off pretty regularly from the couch position and isn't sustainable with the mattress and the foam that I have currently. It worked when I wasn't driving on washboard roads and bouncing around, and it worked when there was a very, very thin mattress, but your girl's getting old and she likes comfort. So I'm really excited to take that out and really excited to implement some more systems that will help me manage my messiness, because I am a messy person, and as much as I try not to be, but I also love when things are organized and in their right place and everything has a home, and I find it so much easier to manage my messiness when things are in the right place and they have homes to go, and it's designated and it's logical and it's functional. So that's kind of the whole point of this rebuild.
The van is great. It is minimally functional, but it doesn't exactly fit the needs and systems that I'm looking for in a van. So I'm really excited to do a bit of a rehaul. So today's priority will be to tidy up some of the mess, remove things from the van, to clear some things out, and then to get rid of the bed structure that's on the left, the bed and couch structure, and then start to play with, okay, how am I going to make this bed and edit, and get some measurements and figure out some dimensions for moving forward. Because I want to have a clear idea on that before I fully rip out the cabinets, the kitchen cabinets, because then it'll be pretty bare bones and not fully uncomfortable, but some of the systems won't be functional. Like I won't have a sink and I won't have a stove when I rip those things out. So we'll just start cleaning, and then we'll see about taking out all of those cupboards.
Here is a good look at all the chaos. Things kind of fly everywhere, and this is the yuck zone for me. So this will look different.
We're making it happen, Captain. Starting with the tidy. Wiper blades. We need those. We love to see in the rain.
I'll show you cutest girl.
Next task is going to be getting this bedroll situation just like tucked up out of the way. Maybe taking the mattress outside and then clearing the bins from underneath. It's basically going to be clearing our workspace for the day. Pressing some flowers underneath that for another project. I'm going to try to do cyanotype, which is very cool, and basically you mix these two liquids together, you put them on like a pair of pants or something, you put some sort of object, often pressed flowers, on the pants, set them in the sun, and the sun changes the colors and area that was not covered by the plants blue. So I have a couple like art projects in mind. So stoked about this, by the way. I've used drills and impact drivers for a big chunk of my life, but I've never had my own. This is my first very own drills and impact drivers. I'm a big girl. Yay! Okay, now some sweeping. The eternal job for a van dweller. My plan is I'm going to take the drawers out. I'm going to take anything that I need from the drawers and keep them here in the van. And I need will be not like my backpacking gear or anything, but like first aid kit, and I need just comfortable camping stuff. The bins I'm going to put on the street, and I think I will move into the garage while I try to figure out what to do with the stuff that's inside, or basically try to set up the bed. Because once I get the bed built, then I'll have room to store everything underneath, and that'll just be so magical. So we just need to get to that point. These are the pins that the original builder used to keep the plugs and additional platform pieces in place while driving. Were they successful? They were just fine for his build, but we're a little bit more rugged and outdoorsy, off-roady than that. Sick. It feels like things are happening. We're just gonna make this easy, take them out the back, set them on the sidewalk. Hazel will bark at anybody who's walking by, and then move those things around later. All of this comes apart. I can't explain how happy I am that it's gonna be gone.
is going to go on its own journey and live happily ever after, not as part of my van. Let's tuck that bedroll in here just for now. So I'll give you a close-up of what we've got going on here. This was originally added by the creator, the original builder, to stop all the drawers that were here from sliding out. And I think I only ever had a problem with that once. And that was before I really had stuff in it. And then got some structure under here. Cool to look at how he built it, but I'm ready to freaking demo the shit out of this. Yay! I pulled the first screw out. Doing a great job. Time to fix another mistake, another learning opportunity that I had. I was not thinking about physics when I attached this latch. The goal is going to be to have the bed frame sit above the crash pads because I want to store them vertically. And I made some markings on the back corner of the wall to mark kind of the height of the comfy height of the crash pads, and then the height of the 2x6, and then the height of the mattress on top. And I think that will come out to about the height that we're looking for so I can sit up. I would love to make sure to like mime it out with all the pieces first before going gung-ho. And so now I'm just trying to get a visual for myself of how wide the bed's going to come out, and that was at about 49.5 inches. So it'll come out to about, oh, that's maybe not great. It'll come out to about here, which is perfect length for the crash pad storage. We'll have maybe, the vision is like a little bench seat or another food storage cupboard, maybe a countertop for a wood stove, except that should probably be over here. So yeah, we got options. Let's see about there. 49.5, 50. Right here. Boom. I love that I can be a giant baby child and just scribble all over the walls. It's kind of nice. Just mime this out for shits and giggles. Oh yeah, that's perfect. And I don't sleep like a plank anyway. Wait, what does this remind you of? Planking. How's that for a throwback?
This is going so good. Yay, I'm so stoked. Now I feel like the next challenge is just going to be like finding, it's a big truck. The next challenge is going to be finding the right building materials at a low cost and building a frame that is efficient, and ideally I don't have to come back and do stuff to all over again. But I'm really, really stoked with today's progress because I think it's going great. At some point I'm going to learn how to make cabinets so I can make the cabinet design that will work over here. In the meantime, I'm just like so stoked and grateful things are going so well. Another side quest is I'm going to learn a little bit more about these lights. I'd love to change them to like a red light, not bleach my rhodopsin light, or maybe turn it into USB charger or something useful because they don't even work anymore. So we're just going to learn some more information. I will learn how to do electrical even if it takes me 10,000 tries. Alright, that's all for tonight. I'm going to get things organized, clean. Monica out. Good morning. Yet another day on the van build, and I've had a couple little setbacks. One of them being the position of the wheel wells, and I think what I'm going to have to do is maybe build some boxes to go around them and then put the leg support on top of that. I've also had some weird thoughts about the painting and painting things a different color and a certain color, and was kind of using that to overthink part of the process and not get started. So I'm going to just try to circumvent that little anxiety right there and instead just keep things moving forward. And yeah, maybe do some tests on a couple pieces. The goal for today is going to be to clear out the storage cupboard and the kitchen cabinetry. So that will be an adventure to say the least, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be just fine. I have some homemade, well, I made some eggs with some homegrown avocado from my family's place out in California, and some cheese and egg and onion, and then got my latte, got my water. I think I'm just experiencing a lot of hesitation and anxiety, and like self-doubt of, am I making good decisions? Is this going to work out? Am I actually improving the van, or am I just making it worse than it was before? Should I have just sucked it up? And I know on the other side, my answer to all those questions is going to be that modifying it was the right decision because I get to learn and practice and do so much. But there are still so many unknowns and yeah, things I feel a little bit anxious about. So we'll just keep moving forward and keep optimistic, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. A billion hours later. Woo! Got ourselves a countertop. Yay! Okay. So hopefully I can get this removed before the end of the day, so the project of the demolition is done and I can start thinking a little bit more clearly about how to move forward.